Hi and welcome to another video! Today I'm making a Centaur doll. I will combine this horse toy and a old Frankie. This one don't have typical plastic joints in her hips, but the one with elastic, so I don't feel bad removing her legs. I sanded down the horse and the doll body. Now I have to put those two parts together. I started with wire structure that holds those two parts together, then I started adding air drying clay on top of it. Now I regret not adding hot glue. I don't have any epoxy sculpt, so I have to use what I have at home. This particular clay is not that bad at all, it takes a few days to completely dry, it shrinks a lot, but after it dries decently it's hard and really light. I also sculpted her top and this is the final result. Time to prepare the head. As usual, I started with cutting her hair as short as possible, and then with tongs I removed all this nasty glue from inside of her head. Honestly, I hate this step so much. My hands always hurt after this, it's so messy. Sometimes I'm surprised with the amount of glue and hair that fits in such a small head. I removed her face using pure acetone and after a quick bathe in soapy water her head was prepared. Before rerouting, I painted her head in color similar to the hair I will be using. As much as I like rerouting, this one was a struggle to me. This is why I only filled the front line and later I will just glue rest directly to her head. Time for her outfit. I decided to make her a long, cool black coat with big hood, so she can hide herself. I prepared all the pieces needed to make one and started with the main top piece, sewing shoulders like this and then attaching sleeves. I made them to be bigger at the ends. Then I flipped it so the right sides are together again and sewed the sides and sleeves. I took this half a circle and I doubled it up right sides in. Then I sewed the edges together. When it's done, it only have to be attached to the main piece like this. I checked the fit on the doll, everything was fine, so it's time to attach the bottom part of the coat. I took this circle and sewed it to the remaining edge on the top part. Then off camera I attached binding to the front part of the coat. As the last step I needed to add the holes for fastening. Finally, it's time for her face up. I prepared her face with few coats of Vallejo Premium Matte Varnish. This time I started with painting her elf ears that I scattered off camera using this Vallejo Game ink. And honestly, this paint is really good and I have to buy more of them. Another step in her face up is obviously eyes. I sketched them using my red Derwent Inktense watercolor pencil. The idea for her face up was something simple but cute and innocent. I made her eyes dark blue and then I added a lot of white mica powder all over her face. Since I bought it, I'm obsessed with it, I add it everywhere I can. After another layer of varnish, I added pink blush to her cheeks and nose. I decided to give her big black eyeliner. After that, I started building up white on her eyes and highlights. Using brush and soft pastel dust, I made her lips violet. I decided to give her cute little freckles all over her face with this dark red pencil. It was time for her eyebrows. I prepared some soft pastel dust and using fine brush and kneaded eraser, I started giving them shape. When I was satisfied, I sprayed everything with varnish and on the fresh layer, I made some individual hairs on her eyebrows. I took some wet brushes and started taking paint directly from the pencil. With this technique I made more details on her eyes, especially on her eyeliner and irises. Then I gave her black eyelashes, and as the final step I added white highlights all over her face, especially on her eyes, lips and eyelashes, but also on her nose and eyebrows. I added more mica powder and sealed everything with Vallejo for the last time. Unfortunately, my airbrush broke, and for the body I had to use different made varnish. It's not good for face-ups, but for 2 or 3 layers on body works fine. I started covering her main part with violet game ink paint and blue game color for the legs. I took a sponge to make a bit of gradient and more natural look. Obviously violet and blue horse is not something you see in the wild, but I wanted to make a pattern that looks more like one on the horse. Then I painted her arms blue as well, and of course her top. Remember what I said about her hair? It's time to finish them. Hot glue is not the best solution here, but it worked. Also, the lovely lady in the background still in focus is Alisa, aka the reason why I don't do many more super repaints lately. She is 3D printed BGD that I want to release soon, so I work on her a lot. Radical change of view, but she needs her tail. I glued some hair again with hot glue. I glued lashes of camera, then this was time for the last final step, gloss varnish. Remember what I said about mica powder? Yeah, I mixed it with varnish and applied it on her top. I haven't really seen anyone using this technique before, but it's amazing and I really love it. I used the clear one on her eyes and lips. For the final last touch, I applied varnish with mica on her gloves as well. I put it on her coat and this leather bag that I made of camera. She is ready, enjoy the final result and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Bye till the next one! Wait, what are you doing here? You are not the final result.